Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 145 based on novel. So let's start. Luo Feng squinted, staring at the distant wild fighter Long Yun who was releasing his domain. The top 10 of the universe, all of them had their domains, and most of their domains were at level 9s. Having a domain wasn't strange at all, however this wild fighter's domain had almost perfectly melded the ground origin laws with it. The moment he released his domain, the space around it felt almost like it condensed and solidified. It was terrifying. His comprehension of the ground origin laws is even stronger than Rome Jun's. As for the space origin law comprehension, there's no way to confirm, but from the look of his domain, it shows that his fusion is almost perfect. Luo Feng understood that he was in a predicament. He had comprehended two origin laws and melded them together perfectly. Like the Nanshan armament, which required two types of origin laws to be fused together. However, this was something Luo Feng was able to achieve only when he actually used Nanshan armament. As for himself, after all the gold origin laws were reliant on the golden horned beast and the space origin laws were reliant on the Mosha clan clone, using them together was his earth body. Luo Feng's improvement was too quick indeed. The resulting fusing efficiency was not able to keep up with the golden horned beast and Mosha clan's speed. Let the battle begin. The green-armored purple-scaled man shot a look at the distant Long Yun in the arena and said. The 5 battles began immediately. Go! Standing on the dark cloud shuttle in mid-air, Luo Feng pointed at Long Yun. Immediately 9 golden energy flows shot out from the dark golden long rod on his back, immediately forming 9 golden blades, with the golden energy wrapped around it. The 9 golden rainbows were like 9 golden dragon heads, roaring as they rushed towards that wild fighter Long Yun solidly standing on the ground. 9 golden rainbows, let's see how many you can block. Luo Feng looked on. The yellow domain with a diameter of 50 meters seemed incredibly solid. The 9 golden rainbow speeds dropped drastically the moment they entered the domain, so much so that one could even see the difference in speed. It was almost as though piercing through the domain was incredibly difficult. When they reached about 50 m away from Long Yun's body, their speeds had already dropped till only 1/3 of the original. Their power were also reduced compared to before. Dang! Dang! The golden rainbows clashed with his armor. Long Yun didn't even budge. This domain has already, in mid-air. Luo Feng's expression changed greatly. Earth's thickness and heaviness, space and domain best combination. These 3 are perfectly fused. The distant 1008 Undyings, that tall and huge bull man laughed loudly. It seems like just from his domain's pressure alone, Long Yun ranks number 1 in the top 10. Bolan emphasizes more on speed, Long Yun emphasizes on defense. These two are completely different. This Luo Feng is unlucky. The last time he met the difficult July 11, and now the even stronger Long Yun. Haha, when the distant Undyings were discussing Long Yun, he had already taken a big step and rushed towards Luo Feng. Rumble. The running Long Yun, every step made the entire arena rumble, almost as though an entire mountain was rushing forward, following which his body became a blur and flew into the air. Luo Feng immediately used the 9 threads and left 9 images in mid-air, dodging far away. Rumble. Long Yun landed on the ground. Long Yun, take my strongest move. In mid-air, Luo Feng roared, gritting his teeth, sky-piercing formation. Bang! The 9 golden rainbows immediately stopped in mid-air. They simultaneously swiftly flew together and fused. These 9 golden lights immediately became one body as large amounts of blurry golden threads weaved through each other. The golden light it formed also constantly shrank and the golden threads were constantly growing thinner. Even though it seemed like it was shrinking. In truth, every golden blade was formed from 9 little blades. This golden light fusion was actually made from 81 little golden blades together, and these 81 blades were small in form. The only thing was it was closing the distance between each of them. In the blink of an eye, the 81 blades had fused perfectly, forming one single true golden blade. This golden blade didn't seem like an illusion at all, it was solid. At 1/3 of a meter long, it was completely formed by the 81 little golden blades melding together. As they continued to condense and tightly fuse, simultaneously countless golden threads weaved through it, causing this blade to be incomparably real and perfect. Examining it further, one couldn't even find a trace or mark of the parts, almost as though it had always been this 1/3 m long golden blade. The golden engravings on its surface caused the entire blade to emit an ancient aura. Nanshan armament 2nd level, sky-piercing formation. The golden blade wrapped with the golden energy flow was almost like a comet, leaving behind a golden energy flow as it streaked towards Long Yun. Long Yun's expression changed. The yellow domain he controlled shook the ground. Like a needle piercing through layers of cloth, even after entering the yellow domain all the way, it still had 80% of its power, raw. Long Yun waved his terrifying huge axe. The area around the axe seemed to be pressurized, immediately hitting that golden blade. Rumble, the arena shook violently. Long Yun took 3 heavy steps back, every step itself shaking the arena. 990 spectating geniuses, along with the 1008 Undyings, were all surprised as they watched this scene. Surprise? What a surprise! This Luo Feng has not only reached the second level of the 10,000 threads, his gold origin law's comprehension has improved greatly too. He can actually use the sky-piercing formation. A group of Undyings were shocked. This time's competition not only had the once-in-a-trillion years exceptional genius Death God Bolan, simultaneously it had others that could definitely made it to number 1 in the other competitions. Jiolai 11, Luo Feng, Jiu Sai Luo, Rong Jun, Long Yun. If they were in the earlier competitions, they definitely could get number 1. Even if it wasn't number 1, they'd have made it to the top 3. And this time, it was a gathering of the elite. In terms of origin laws, Luo Feng was indeed much better at his gold laws than the space laws. One must know Luo Feng had begun to feel the gold laws much earlier, and in terms of difficulty, space laws were much harder than the gold laws. Ever since he began using the 9 threads. Fusing the 9 threads along with his gold laws comprehension, Luo Feng could fuse the 9 blades into one to form the sky-piercing formation. This was his big trump card. He had no rush to use it. When he was in the training space 6th tower before, he faced 10,000 blood hair mammoths. Against 10,000, Luo Feng's blades weren't enough. Naturally, using the 9 made more sense. Against Long Yun, however, 1v1, the sky-piercing formation was stronger. Very good. Long Yun's eyes gleamed, immediately rushing forward with a stride. He managed to deflect the power, only suffering light injuries. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. The power of the sky-piercing formation was shocking. One could be said to be invincible in the star level for being able to use the first dream blade formation. If that was the case, then using the sky-piercing second formation was even more invincible. This was comparable to even the Golden Horned Beast in the same level, or even pressuring it. It was mentioned before that the Golden Horned Beast wasn't the crazy training types. This meant that only in these pinnacle genius competitions will one even meet a match. Rumble. Long Yun rushed into the sky, the yellow energy flow following and covering that huge axe. Luo Feng, however, had long formed 9 images and dodged. Go! Luo Feng dodged and roared. The golden blade once again pierced towards Long Yun. Rumble. It seemed like a simple straightforward pierce. However, it was infused with unimaginable strength, only slightly weakening in Long Yun's heavy domain. However, Long Yun still only stepped back and deflected the power. Time and again the golden blade pierced forward. Long Yun was like a tortoise blocking it over and over. He wanted to chase Luo Feng, however Luo Feng's speed on the Dark Cloud shuttle was too fast. Within the 5 arenas, the matches ended one after another. Bolan against Rong Jun, Bolan wins. Qian Shui against Ao Pa Ti La, Qian Shui wins. Jian Mo against Ai Chen wins. Lancelot against Wuka wins. Only one battle remained at this point. That was between Long Yun and Luo Feng. Long Yun was like a shelled warrior blocking the sky-piercing formation time and again. Even though his body's injuries were still within his control, the Golden Blade's attacks had also affected his speed, making him unable to immediately explode and chase after Luo Feng. The fighter's close-range explosion in speed was very shocking, enough to close in and kill a controller. It was a pity. The sky-piercing formation stopped Long Yun, and he couldn't do anything against Luo Feng. And Luo Feng had used even soul attacks, yet he couldn't do anything against Long Yun. These two were at a stalemate. Minutes and seconds passed and the arena space gradually shrank. The longest one of these pinnacle fights lasted was 10 minutes. The arena would continue to shrink till its diameter was but 1 m. This was to stop a controller from constantly flying far away, a constant rule throughout. Damn, Luo Feng's in trouble. As the arena continues to shrink more, there will be only 1 kilometer in diameter left. Luo Feng's circling space will shrink too. It will be very disadvantageous to him. When there was only 100 meter in diameter left, Luo Feng could only force a smile. 100 meter? At star level 9, just one step could close that distance. The more important thing was that Long Yun's domain maintained the highest of pressures within an area of 50 meter. Considering that the arena's diameter was only 100 meter now, his pressure almost covered the entire arena space. That meant that no matter where Luo Feng flew to avoid him, he would still be in the domain. In terms of domain pressures, no one was Long Yun's match. Even Bolan would have been weaker. Peng. 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 In that little area, Long Yun's face flushed red. He was madly dancing with the huge axe. The domain pressure had completely stifled Luo Feng. Persevering until the space had only a diameter of 50 meters left, Luo Feng finally fell. His loss seemed unfair, yet not unfair at all. It was unfair because if the space hadn't shrunk, Long Yun would never have gotten the chance to close in and kill him. It wasn't unfair because in terms of law comprehension and fusion and usage, his opponent was indeed stronger in every way. The top 5 had been picked out. They were Bolan, Qian Shui, Ari Chen, Wuke, and Long Yun. 3 men and 2 ladies, very exciting. These 5's battles have indeed been exciting with many surprises. The green-armored purple-scaled man smiled and looked at the 1,000 youths. Everyone take a rest. In a second, these 5 will engage in a winner's round duel. The rules are, every one of the 5 will have to battle each of the other 4. Each victory will get 1 point, and the final points will determine the top 1 and 2. After a while, Luo Feng lifted some tea and drank. Rong Jun sat beside him and both of them watched the distant battles in the arenas. What a pity. Rong Jun sighed. You actually reached the sky-piercing formation. You definitely had the power to make it to number 2. If one said that Long Yun was strong in defense, then you Rong Jun are strong in offense. If you hadn't met Bolan, you could have the chance to make it to number 2. Luo Feng laughed too. These 2 exchanged glances and laughed. These 2 were both strong-willed and well-planned people. Luo Feng insisted on his path of a controller while Rong Jun insisted on his own created techniques. Each road had trillions of pathways. The main thing was being committed to one's choice. After all, any road could lead to becoming an absolute strong warrior. The only fear would be that in doubting oneself. In this genius battle, the 2 of them were considered unlucky. One of them met Bolan, while the other lost due to the shrinking of arena. It had ended. The journey for both of them had ended here, as they were finally able to reach within the top 10. This Long Yun sure is strong. Rong Jun exclaimed, as he looked at him defeat the Manca Prince in the arena. His domain fusion is stronger than you, however his axe work cannot compare to your blade work. Luo Feng said, look, that Qian Shui is really powerful. She won. She's the only controller of the top 5. However, her attack strength obviously cannot compare to your sky-piercing formation. If you were there, you could have easily defeated Qian Shui. Rong Jun said. While they chatted and watched the battles, the matches passed by quickly. Soon, the final results were out. Bolan, after 4 consecutive victories, he became the undisputed number 1. Long Yun, with 3 wins 1 loss, became number 2. He lost against Bolan. Bolan's blade work was simply too fast and vicious. Bolan gained the right to enter the primal secret area, and everybody accepted that. As for Long Yun entering the primal secret area, that aroused many people's suspicion. After all, Jiolai 11, Luo Feng, Rong Jun were all comparable to him. However, if any of these made it into the primal secret area, they too would have aroused the same suspicion. Similarly, without any clear exceptional lead, everybody wouldn't be convinced. The 1,000 geniuses and 1,008 undying stood in the plaza and listened to the purple-armored purple-scaled man speak. Number 1 and 2, numbers 3 to 10, numbers 11 to 100, numbers 101 to 1,000, the 4 levels have been picked out. This time's pinnacle genius competition of humans has ended perfectly today. The green-armored purple-scaled man smiled. You all have been a very exceptional batch. I believe that in 10 to 100 eras, there will be many of you whose names alone will shake the entire universe. Later there will be a specialist contacting you to take you to our virtual universe company's main headquarters. There, you will gather and later head to the primal universe. From today on, your paths will no longer be ordinary. Our virtual universe company will use our full strength to assist you. As for whether you become powerful beings who shake the entire universe, or normal warriors, or die midway, it all depends on yourself. Work hard, your path to become strong has just begun. The green-robed purple-scaled man's voice resounded in everyone's minds. This genius competition had finally ended. The genius battle had finally ended. Whether it was the mighty 9-blade knight or the 1,008 undyings, they all left immediately. Luo Feng and the 1,000 youths still remained there as the worker beside them shouted, everybody please stay for a while. We still have some matters to discuss with you all regarding us taking you to the virtual universe company headquarters. After a while, within restaurant number 2 in the plaza, Luo Feng and the 1,000 geniuses sat in the meeting room. Let me introduce myself, I am Mana. At about 2.67 meter, wearing a smile with a streak on his neck, the man stood at the front of the meeting room. As our virtual universe company has to arrange for the universe ships to specially go receive you all, can everybody please fill up the paper in front of you with the correct planet address and I will collect them. Luo Feng picked up the pen and began to write, Ganwu Universe Country, Black Dragon Mountain Starfield, Milky Way Galaxy, by Land Star. The 1,000 youths from the many universe countries were writing, do we even need this? Just tell us where to gather and we'll take our own ships and head over, wouldn't that do? Right, there's no need to pick us up, it's troublesome. Among the group there was some shouting. Mana smiled and said, as the travel will pass many universe countries, it is very very far away, and the normal universe ships travel very slow within the dark universe. To actually reach our company's headquarters would require a very long time. To save everybody's time, naturally, our virtual universe company will specially arrange for the best universe ships to receive you. This 1,000 here, the one that's the furthest from our headquarters is 1.5 billion light years away. Mana smiled, and the ratio of distance between the dark universe compared to the real universe is 1 to 1,008 1,000 times. Even if one moved at light speed all the way, it would still require 150 years to reach. Silence. The initially bustling meeting room went silent. Even Luo Feng, who was seriously filling out the form, couldn't help but look up. 150 years, my God, 150 years. A beast man who looked like a lion in the corner exclaimed as he was shocked. The longest I've sat in a universe ship and traveled was for only about 2 months, this 150 years. The universe was too huge. Back then, just heading from Earth to Horned Dragon Star, by utilizing that universe travel within the Black Dragon Mountain star field, required about half a month. And that was only one star field. Above the star field was the bigger star sector, and every star sector was incredibly vast. That farthest away from the headquarters being 1.5 billion light years wasn't an exaggeration at all. If everybody took their own ships, one ST point would be that the speed is too slow, hence it would require too much time. 2 ND point would be that due to long period of travel, the amount of energy wasted by the ship would be shocking. 3 road, and also the most important point is that when you travel in the dark universe, there are some special spots which are not safe. You'll meet universe pirates. Or even some other races that will rob you. To all here, safety is of utmost importance. On the stage, Mana smiled. Right now the best normal universe ships can at most do a couple of times light speed in the dark universe. This means that the travel would still take far too long. A C-grade Black Dragon Mountain ship could reach up to 1.5 times the light speed in the dark universe. Even with that speed, for a distance of 1.5 billion light years, one would still have to fly continuously for a 100 years collection complete. Beams of light landed on each person's paper, and a screen appeared at the front of the meeting room. On it was a large galaxy map, and beside it were complicated numbers and symbols. Mana took a look and turned back to the 1,000 geniuses, smiling, attention all, your written addresses have all been recorded in our file. According to your 1,000 different locations and our ship resources, we've already chosen the best route for each of you. How long will it take? How long will it take for us to reach the virtual universe headquarters? A few couldn't help but ask. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows too and stared at Mana on the stage. 150 years? 100 years? No matter what it was still too long. As you all have different distances, the arranged ships will travel at different speeds too. I can still guarantee you that the maximum travel time will be 3 years. 3 years, so short, how is that possible? How fast can that universe ship reach for it to travel 1.5 billion light years in 3 years? The 1,000 geniuses, including Luo Feng, all mostly stared wide-eyed. They were anything but naive. Even Luo Feng, who had participated in 2 Ganwu auctions, was shocked. 3 years of traveling in the dark universe, with a distance of 1.5 billion light years, that meant the ship could reach 50 times light speed. This was simply an unbelievable number. A C-grade ship was normally a little above 1 time. Even an E-grade ship was probably just a few times. Like Luo Feng's acquired automaton ship, that level of technology was much more than a regular human's 3-grade ship. However, that automaton ship could at most travel 10 times light speed in the dark universe. Our virtual universe company will arrange an F-grade ships for everybody. Mana smiled, and these aren't the easily purchasable F-grade ships, but rather, special F-grade ships that are only manufactured in the virtual universe company. The technology far exceeds that of regular F-grade ships within universe countries. Even in the vast universe, within countless races, those who were actually be able to compete with the virtual universe company's technology were far and few. Only races like the automaton race or other very few races had such level. Mr. Mana, can we buy these F-grade ships? Someone shouted, right, can we buy them? The Manka Prince shouted, these are internal items of our virtual universe company. As core members within our company, you all can definitely purchase them. However, you can only use them for yourselves. You can't sell it to others. If you want to sell, you have to sell it back to our virtual universe company. Mana smiled, the only thing is that these F-grade ships are too expensive. Even among the Undyings, many of them can't afford them. You all shouldn't be too anxious, train hard, and when you become absolute warriors within our company, the company may just give you one altogether. A group of the youths smiled immediately. Absolute warriors were given an F-grade universe ship? To actually be allocated one, just what level of strength did one have to reach? To these bunch of star-level punks, that was indeed too far away. Awesome. Luo Feng couldn't help but mutter, sigh, madman. The Manka Prince Wuka beside turned over and said softly, don't listen to this guy's boast so much. There's no such thing as a free meal in the universe. If you want to receive one, you definitely have to pay for it in one way or another. That's what my father said. However, let me tell you, the virtual universe company is definitely a sacred land for the human race with countless treasures and techniques. It's a pity we didn't enter the primal secret area, but it's still okay. We've entered the absolute beginning area, there are many perks there too. You'll know in the future. Luo Feng smiled and nodded, let me inform you all. Mana smiled, the top 1,000 ranks, the prize money for each is being sent now, please go check your bank accounts when you return. After leaving, Luo Feng's consciousness once again entered the virtual universe and entering at the set location of Black Dragon Mountain Island 9-Star Bay District. He appeared in the grass patch, there was however no one at all there, they are all not around? Luo Feng shook his head and laughed, right, I haven't told them about the competition ending today. The genius competition wasn't broadcasted publicly. The footage was edited and cut after everything to produce the best and most exciting footage to broadcast. After all, many battles happened simultaneously, and they happened very quickly. My wife should be at her company now. Luo Feng sat in a chair in the grass patch. Her company headquarters seemed to have moved to the Ganwu continent, truly fierce. Xu Xin was originally very good at business. Opening a business on Earth didn't give her much accomplishment, hence she entered the virtual universe and opened it there. This virtual universe was humanity's largest market in the universe as it gathered 1,008 universe countries, almost 100% of elites. Hence there were many companies in the virtual universe. With Luo Feng's financial support, Xu Xin had enough capital and grew very quickly. Little Hai and Ping Ping should be at the Ganwu dojo, or playing virtual games. Luo Feng muttered, my parents should be playing virtual games too. Who knows how they came to like the Chinese Immortals kind of virtual games. The virtual universe had tens of thousands of different kind of games. Types like the Chinese Immortals, even though the names may vary, but many were similar. His parents came to like them. His dad even shouted, I've always thought of such a day when I was young, that I'd be able to experience virtual games like these. This is so thrilling. His parents were happy. Naturally, Luo Feng didn't bother them. I need to go. I'm going to leave my home for a very long time. Luo Feng's feelings were complex. He could kind of understand Hong's thoughts back then. Big brother. You are back? Suddenly a voice resounded. From the balcony of a distant 3-story villa, Luo Hua was looking over and shouted. His little brother was extremely excited, and he swiftly contacted everyone else. They all arrived shortly. Even Hong and Thunder God arrived. What, little Feng, you are leaving for so long? His mother Gong Xinlang couldn't help but exclaim. Because of the large amounts of treasures that helped alter and enhance them from the inside out, whether it was his mother or father, they both still looked very young, like they were in their 30s. That's pretty long. His father Luo Hongqua couldn't help but say too, the most important thing is. His little brother Luo Hua said, just the travel alone will be 3 years, and returning will take another 3 years. And you have to stay at the headquarters for a long time. Just the primal universe participation will take 100 years. This is simply. Luo Feng sat there, feeling uncomfortable. He had just received the email from the virtual universe company informing him that they would pick him up in 12 days' time from Bailan Star. Within the email it spoke of the participation within the primal universe being 30 years. However, the time flow in there was different compared to outside, as the time flowed slower within that space. 30 years in the primal universe would mean a 100 years in the actual universe. The good news was that even though he was within the primal universe, he could still enter the virtual universe network. Luo Feng felt his hand being squeezed. He turned to look at his wife Shuxin beside him, who was still dressed in her office attire. She held his hands, and her eyes filled with reluctance. "All right, be good." Luo Feng gently touched the back of her hand. "Dad, Mum, it's actually not as serious as you think. Even though I'm leaving Earth, I can still enter the virtual universe once in a while." He forced out a smile. The virtual universe 100% simulation is no different from meeting in reality, even though it says 100%. However, Daddy, it's still not reality. Luo Hai couldn't help but say. Luo Feng extended his hand and pulled his two sons over. He couldn't bear to leave them. He really couldn't bear to leave his whole family behind. However, Luo Hongguo and Gong Xinlan had both experienced the Great Nirvana era. Luo Hua and the others too experienced the swallowing beast disaster, etc., disasters that happened to Earth time and again. Along with their perceptions widening with more information from the universe, they understood that what he was doing was right. "Third brother, you are doing the right thing." In the grass patch in front of Luo Feng's house, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God stood together. "I see it clearly." Dressed in all black, Hong gazed far away. "Back during the Great Nirvana when I was young, I saw the many painful scenes of countless fellow people dying. I understood that someone from us had to stand out. We couldn't survive without anyone taking the lead. Hence I built the Dojo of Limits, built the competition structure and raised the strength of human fighters. However, the universe is tens of thousands of times more dangerous than just Earth." Hong exclaimed, "The competition will be even more intense. Just look, even though there are trillions of human races, some of the races have completely been enslaved." Luo Feng nodded. Thunder God nodded too. "Why have they been enslaved?" "It's because they didn't have any true absolute warrior from their race. Their race itself isn't strong enough." Hong shook his head. "If their race had just one undying, even if that undying wasn't within their area, but somewhere else in the universe, just one undying alone would scare off the slave traders and intimidate others. One aboriginal race. If an aboriginal race enters the universe for the first time, there are usually three outcomes. One is to be stepped on and become subservient, which was still okay. The second outcome is to immediately be enslaved, just like goods, and sold around. The females will be sold as waitresses, etc., while the men will be sent to do dangerous level of work. The third outcome is to rise up and become a strong race within the universe of humans. Just like our Earth now, Earth people, they haven't been enslaved and haven't been stepped on because of third brother." Hong looked at Luo Feng. You are the leader of the Milky Way galaxy. The leader of the Milky Way galaxy is a person from Earth, and this leader has even entered the core of the virtual universe company, along with a very high position within, which was the absolute beginning secret area. Even the Black Dragon Mountain Empire wouldn't dare mess around. Even the Gunwu universe country has to respect you. With such influence, who dare bully or mess with the people of Earth? Who dare?" Luo Feng took a deep breath. "Third brother, you've done well." Hong took a deep breath and said, "For a human race to rise up, especially during its early stages, means that someone had to stand out, someone had to lead and take that bold first step. Third brother, Thunder God and I, we are still weak right now. You are doing well right now because of the genius battle. However, genius doesn't mean one is strong." Hong emphasized, "People do not dare mess with you because of your position and reputation. However, the moment you fall, with our little strength, how will we protect Earth? Even universe-level slaves could be bought in the market. Hong and Thunder God were only star level. How could they protect Earth? Hence, third brother, we have to rely on you now to carry the burden." Hong emphasized, "We both will work hard too. In 10,000 years, Earth will have the three of us to protect it. By then, Earth itself would have produced generations of strong warriors. Then its power will rise greatly, and when it's that strong, we wouldn't have to rely on one person to intimidate others. When a race could produce universe levels one generation after another, occasionally producing a domain lord, no slave trader would dare mess with them anymore. Work hard." Hong emphasized, "Relax, 30, we will chase up to you very quickly." Thunder God laughed. "We three will work hard together." Luo Feng smiled too. To Earth, this was a very important era. An era of great change. Whether the people of Earth would be placed in the middle levels amongst the countless human races, or be stepped on right at the bottom, doing the most tedious and dangerous works, getting the least amounts of pay or even nothing as slaves, it all depended on these 10,000 years. And Hong, Thunder God and Luo Feng, these three had long realized this. They were Earth's strongest. If they didn't take this burden, who else would? Night. Yangju City Westlake Courtyard, the moonlight was mesmerizing as it was shining through the window into the bedroom. Inside the bedroom, a thin blanket covered two bodies which were wrapped tightly around each other, almost as though they were venting out all their reluctance madly. After some time, Luo Feng wore his pajamas and walked onto the balcony, looking up at the sky and the moon. This was the moon of his home. Earth's moon. And in the coming 100 years or so, he wouldn't be able to witness this scene. You are leaving tomorrow? Similarly dressed in her pajamas, Shushin hugged Luo Feng from behind as she gently snuggled to his back. Yes. Luo Feng gently nodded. Sorry, what are you sorry about? We are an old couple already. Shushin walked to his side, looking at the moonlight. She laughed. Time passes so quickly. In the blink of an eye, we've been married for over 10 years. It is indeed fast. Luo Feng nodded. They had been married for over 10 years. These 10 years, with the sea creatures invading the bases, with the swallowing beast disaster, with the Nuolan Shan family invading Earth, with the world within the world fight for treasures, and the recent 5 to 6 years of the genius battle, his wife had quietly supported him from the shadows throughout these ordeals. I still remember back in high school. Shushin smiled. You were still a student at the dojo, you were still a plain and simple lady back then. Luo Feng laughed. The main thing was my grandfather made me attend a normal high school, not some expensive private school. Shushin said, and he also restricted me from revealing my family roots, or talk about love or anything. Honestly, the reason our Shu family was able to rise up was indeed because of my grandfather. He's a very knowledgeable man. Luo Feng nodded. During the Great Nirvana, when the bases were first built, the Shu family initially didn't have much background, but because of her grandfather's hard work, they made it to this level. He was indeed an exceptional figure. Back then you used to secretly look at me from behind. Shushin smiled. Ha ha. Luo Feng laughed too. You were even caught many times. The moment you got caught, you'd get shy. Even I wasn't like that. Shushin couldn't help but say. The married couple spoke a lot during the night. They even left Yangju City and flew to many places on Earth to look around. They went to Egypt to see the pyramids, to the ancient Great Wall, looking at the traces of the wilderness breaking into the city. Finally they stood before the Yellow River. The water creatures were plenty within. Luo Feng stood by the shore and grabbed some soil from the ground and used a bowl to store some of the river water. He then kept it within his storage ring. Beside him, Shushin watched this quietly. Let's go, we'll go back. Luo Feng gripped Shushin's hand. His domain became a light net, becoming a golden shooting star and heading towards Yangju City. 2071 September 18th. The pinnacle of the humans of Earth, Luo Feng sat in the universe ship and left Earth. This trip was going to be a very long one, and by the time he returned, the world would have changed drastically. By land start, master. His slave guards said respectfully. Luo Feng turned to look at his two soul slaves. Both of them were universe level 9s. He said seriously, Di Fan, by Carlo, this time I'm heading to the primal universe located within the virtual universe company's headquarters. I have no way to bring anyone along. Hence I have to leave both of you on Earth. Understood? Di Fan and by Carlo nodded. I've already passed all the techniques to you. If you do not understand anything, you can enter the virtual universe network and contact me. Luo Feng said seriously, I think, with your talents, and the techniques I've given you, the next time I see you you'll both have entered the domain lord level. The two slaves had extremely high talents. Only thing was that one was a slave before and the other one had a teacher that was Nuolan Shan. Without a proper teacher, you wouldn't get good techniques. Many strong warriors in the universe lacked good teachers and techniques, as a good teacher's instructions could raise the efficiency of a strong warrior being produced by 10 times. Luo Feng turned to the distance. An ancient translucent black long blade-like simple ship descended from above. I have to go. Luo Feng turned and looked seriously at Di Fan and by Carlo. When I'm not around, help me to protect my family. As for Earth's safety, with the intimidation of the virtual universe company, no one would dare come mess with Earth. Yes, master. Di Fan and by Carlo replied respectfully. Following which Luo Feng flew directly towards that simple ship. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.